Yes. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. I'm Dominic, and this is the match reaction to beating West Ham 1-0 FA Cup. We're through to the last 8. Guys, take it as you want to take it. Like, I was debating what to call this show because for me, my first thought was like, what's going on with the players? Like, honestly, I'm watching quite a lot of seasons, like box sets just to pass the time. And at one point, I was like, I might turn on a box set. This is boring football, man. The players are unimaginative. People lose balls. Donny van der Beek, I know that we're going to talk about him, but he was doing some loose balls. And then Bruno came on to be the saviour, and he was losing the ball. He was losing. I'm not sure what's actually happened. We've got to a point now when we're relying on Scott McTominay. You know what? I'm here for it, man. Flicking Braveheart, mate. Because honestly, I'm here for any player that wants to step up when everybody's playing rubbish. So, guys, lock yourself in. We're going to get you completely involved, and we're going to talk about what's actually happened in this game. We've just beat West Ham 1-0. Like the video, really helps. Let's try and get over 350 tonight. And subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for joining. Let's go straight to the comments. Guys, Sean, again, you're always here, my man. Naji, thank you so much for joining. And Aiden, you guys, you know it's going on.
Yeah.
Let's go straight to the comments, boys. Paul Yang, how we doing? I appreciate your channel so much because you give honest analysis after every game. It's so much better than paper over the cracks and being late just because we won. Paul, I respect that, man. Thank you so much. There's no like just pushing up for the cameras or whatever. This is just who we are. We're just fans, mate. I live in Kent, mate. I'm in my spare room just talking about football. That's who we are. Sean somewhere in London, somewhere with a blue cap on. I think Naji's in his basement with some sort of, I don't know, polar bear jumper on. And Aiden's at uni, mate. We're just normal people, man.
Yeah. That's what it is, man.
That's all we're talking. Carl Lewis. Hi, guys. What time we play?
Big up Carl Lewis.
What time are we playing? Just watch some S team in red play absolute dross football for 120 minutes. On a serious note, not all games are easy and comfortable. They set back and very deep and we move. Yeah, that's why I've called the show We Move, but that was poor. Cliss, the 90 minutes we struggled to create chances. Also, Donny looks the look when he came off. Yeah, Aiden did a tweet about it, about the video when he came off, and it's just gone viral. It's just, I felt
man,
so.
Like Cliss, finish off that. I wish he could be played as an 8. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll get into video.
My guy.
We'll get into
Cliss, what are you on about, mate? Are you smoking?
Marco, yeah, win is a win. Completely agree, man. Completely agree. And Sufan, what's going on? Very lethargic. Passing was slow and side to side. Yeah, only left the sub too late again. Oh, those subs. We'll talk about those subs. But we're in the quarterfinals. Exactly. We've got to take the positives because, Jesus, what else can we do? Marshall and Rashford, a lovely contest today about who can do worst in front of goal. Basola, thanks for joining. Yo, that was poor. Yeah, I know, man. We're going to talk about how poor that was. Dreadful performance. I'm glad that everybody's thinking the same as us, and no one's like, "Oh, come on, boys, we can do it." Yeah, look, I'm going to be as positive as I can, but I'm not going to ignore how bad that half was. That was shocking, and the way I know for a fact Ollie's going to be like, "Yeah, that weren't good." I don't know what the press conference is saying. I'll have a check it out, but give me your 2 minutes open statement, Sean. How you feeling about the game, man?
Hey, what's going on, people? Good to be with the gang.
Yeah.
We need that. To be honest with you, right? The game was poor. Let's not beat around the bush, right? We know it wasn't a great performance. At the end of the day, in the cup games, though, the most important thing is to get through, and we won. And Ollie and the team did what they had to do to get the result. Ultimately, though, I think there's a lot of factors as to why that performance was so disjointed. When you make that many changes, people coming in who haven't played for a while, they're not sharp, they're going to be out of rhythm. So it was a bit of a disjointed performance, which, to be honest, is to be expected. But ultimately, for me, the analysis of this game is pretty simple. Like, it's not overthinking. We don't need to overthink and look for reasons why and all this. At the end of the day, everything I just said is valid, but you saw the performance change and shift. When you put better players on the pitch together, you'll get a better performance. And ultimately, I'm talking about the substitutes. I'm talking about when you bring your best players, when you bring on Bruno, when you bring on Cavani, when you bring on Luke Shaw, who's our best left back at the moment. Yeah, Luke right. When you bring on Scott McTominay, right, you're gonna have a better performance because they're simply better football players. That's what it boils down to for me. So I don't want to overcomplicate it. and oversimplify it. I don't want to make excuses for the guys who started the game too much, other than there's a bit of match sharpness missing, but we can't keep making excuses for certain players, which I've seen a lot on Twitter, and which we'll go into, especially Van der Beek. There's a lot of excuses being made, but ultimately we got the win, and we're on to the next round, and let's bring it on.
Nice. That was a nice little 2 minutes there. Yeah, guys, it's gonna get a little bit probably heated about a couple of players, but yeah, we'll talk about it. Nate, give me your 2 minutes, man.
Yeah, man. Same old thing, man. You start a team that ain't played together. The rhythm was off. It looked static. It was slow. I see Matic sitting in front of Lindelof and Maguire. Fred running about like he normally does. No ball retention. Matic, I've never liked him because he's got 1 foot. He's only got one left foot. Been saying it for 2 years. He can't use his right foot. So it's all one-sided. Rashford was slow, poor. So the fact that I feel he was running into brick walls 4, 5, 6, 7 times, it just showed that there was nothing happening. There was no fluidity anywhere on the pitch. It was based on individuals trying to do a job, and half of them ain't got match fitness. Some of them ain't even played enough minutes to get even into the team to gel with the right players. And then more time, I look at Rashford, Martial when they were playing. As soon as Bruno came on, you know what I mean? As soon as Scott McTominay came on, as soon as Shaw came on, it was like, oh, I know how to play with these guys. Do you know what I mean? And even then, Rashford went over to the right. He looked a bit more comfortable. Fred was still shit. I don't understand how Rashford and Fred, based on performance alone, stayed on the pitch. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, the subs actually made it work. What I feel is there was clearly a comfortable feeling with the forward players and other players playing with players that they've been playing with all season. And it shows because you've got players on there who don't know how other players even work. They're watching, I look at Tellez and Van der Beek when they played. Most of the team that they were playing with, when you look at the whole 11, when they're sitting on the bench, they're not watching those same players play a certain style. So when you're observing the game and seeing how you can fit into a game, you're not even coming into that same type of game. It's all the flows off everything, which then leaves you open to negative criticism as if you're no good, which doesn't help our players. It doesn't make no sense to me. So I'll be honest, we got the result, but Ollie again, man, in-game tactics is man management. It's just poor. He's setting players up to fail. It's like he made substitutions based on players that hadn't had minutes, rather than going, right, they need 90 because I want to get them involved. Pogba's got an injury. What are you going to do? Rely on Matic, Fred, and Scott for the rest of your life?
I hear you, man.
What if Shaw gets injured?
I hear you, man.
It don't make no sense to me. So, Ollie got it wrong for me in terms of in-game tactics, but the result is the main thing. As Sean said, you get in the cup games, you want the result, you get the result, that's it. So, I ain't complaining at the result, but boy, I'm not filled with confidence at all.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Let's go to the comments and see what people are saying. Tellez and Donny are more accomplished than Shaw and Bruno. Accomplished in what way, bro? Tellez and Donny are more accomplished than Shaw and Bruno.
Yeah, need context for that, bro.
Yeah, elaborate on that one, bro.
I think he just means like cup winning experience and like CL and that. I think that's all he means.
It must be if it's based on experience, okay.
It must mean that.
If it's based on winning recently, but if it's based on form, give us a bit of background on that, brother. Tellez is miles better than Shaw. In what way? Personally, I wouldn't agree with that, but everybody's got a title to opinion. But for me, based on form, look, I think they're completely different players. You saw what Tellez was doing, whipping in balls left, right, and centre. But going backwards, we know that is not his strength. But Shaw is good going forward and backwards for me. So look,
I think Tellez played well tonight. To be fair, but he's not better than Luke Shaw. Come on,
not for me. Jacob saying against West Brom, we'd love to see Van der Beek and Bruno playing as 2-8s. Donny used to play on the right side of the 3 for Ajax. Yeah, we're gonna get. Oh, you know what? Well, wait, we're gonna get to Van der Beek, and that's gonna get heated. I can see it already. The team lacks confidence. I just cannot place my head around it. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. Sean talking the truth though. We look really disjointed. Man City have their best player in Aguero and De Bruyne. Didn't have their best players, and how come they didn't struggle against Liverpool's system? Mate, I can see that straight away. It's the style there. VDB was passing at Fred to pass him more, according to a journalist who was at Old Trafford. Yeah, you know what, Aiden, give me your opening statement, bro.
Like crap, really. There was no pattern. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, it was just so like lackluster. It really reminded me of the Wolves game last year in the FA Cup. I remember watching that in Brussels, and like it was like an hour behind, and just wondering why the heck I bothered staying up for it. To be honest, it was just boring, man. Like just boring. Honestly, like the most flat, boring, unenergetic, like no desire. Just every adjective that describes boring. Like it was just dead, man. Like yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. But
you know what, Aidan, I love that.
That 2 minutes was like our performance.
Yeah, honestly. I actually realised that because Aidan, right, that is exactly how that game made us feel. Guys, right, I was in a situation where I was sitting there, I was watching the game, and everyone was just terrible. Bar a few players, everyone was just didn't have any ideas, didn't have any clues. And this is where it comes back to it, guys. This is where it comes back to what's happening in training. Like, I know they're training, I know they're doing drills, they get the cones out, they kick it around, run around the pitch. But when you get on the pitch, you should have something take over. It should take over. You should, you know, when you jump onto a conveyor belt, right, and you just go, you can't stop, you got to run with the conveyor belt. It should be like one of those things. You get on that pitch and you're on that conveyor belt, and now all the things you've learned in a week just comes into it. At the moment, when I see us play, it's just disjointed. People are, what's going on? Who's passing? Look, I don't want to single out players. Guys, you know me. If you watch this channel, I'm not one of those people just to say, oh, this player's rubbish. This player's blah, blah, blah. It's nothing like that. I'm coming from a place.
No, because the whole team are rubbish.
Yeah, honestly, I'm coming from a place of football, right? I'm going to quickly just tell you what I felt about some of these players, all right? And tell me if you agree. Fred, right? And I know Buggy Vibes is thinking I'm going to go. I'm not going in on Fred. I'm not Buggy Vibes, right? Fred is a player, and I honestly do believe that Ollie thought we might not have the ball that much, right? So he played Fred, because Fred in his own half is one of the best defensive players for me, right? Because he hacks at you. He's there. He made some good tackles, right? But we had more of the ball. I didn't think we were going to have this much of the ball. West Ham came a bit like shell-shocked and kind of like sat back a bit. So that allowed Fred to come forward. And when Fred goes in the opposition half, he is useless. He's ineffective. That's not his game. For some reason, he can't shoot. His passes are off. He's not got any imagination. And for me, it wasn't good enough. Fred was, for me, it felt like we were playing with 10 men with Fred in that game. We had so much of the ball and he did nothing to affect the game. Wait 1 second, I've got another player, right? I love Rashford, right? You know I love Rashford. But the situation that I saw Rashford probably make about 6 or 7 runs and hit a brick wall. And I was counting it because I was thinking to myself, look, people are going to say I got agenda. I haven't got agenda because I love Rashford, so that makes no sense. But the guy keeps, and we keep saying the same thing about Rashford all the time. Where's his decision making? Where's his IQ? So what really irked me was when Scott McTominay scores another good Scott McTominay goal, and I'm seeing tweets about, oh, Rashford, what an assist. Oh, wait, Rashford did so well. Wait a minute. Scott McTominay scored the goal. Give the guy the praise that he deserves. Give him the credit. A lot of people wouldn't have finished that. Rashford laid it off to him. Rashford gave him literally some water and a tea bag and said, make some tea. Do you know what I mean? Do you know? I don't like that. Okay, give the praise to Scott McTominay what he deserves. Sean, I know you want to talk, bro. Yeah, bro. Do you know what? I think we got to give some credit to Rashford though for that assist. It was a beautifully weighted. It was a beautifully weighted pass, and great. But Dom, you say great. You can't just dismiss that because
when did I dismiss it?
No. But your response was dismissive.
No,
your response,
sorry,
like, yeah. What? No, was it great? Was it all right? So do you think it was a generally great assist?
I said it was a great assist. It was a great assist.
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic.
Oh, come on, Sean.
All right, cool. All right, if you think it's a great assist, fair play. Because it was a great assist. Because the weight of pass cannot be underrated in that situation. Because it made the finish for Scott that much easier. It allowed him to be able to hit it first time.
But the finish is so important.
But I'm saying he wouldn't have been able to finish it like that if the pass wasn't so good and so well timed. That's the point, right? That's the point I'm making. The rest of Rashford's performance, woeful, terrible, rubbish. I agree with everything that you said. In terms of his inconsistencies and why we're so frustrated with him. I just feel like in terms of Fred, I feel like Fred's getting a lot of unfair heat in this game because I think the opposite to what you said, Dom. I feel like Ollie, and he said it in his post-match interview, if you listened, he was like, he expected us to have the ball, right? because he said West Ham are a counter-attacking side, and he set the side up. And I feel Fred was in there, and the importance of Fred is to stop them on the break, because he's got that energy, he's got that pace. The amount of attacks, Dom, that he's stopped, the amount of times he's breaking up play before the attacks even got going, just sticking a foot in here, sticking a ball in there, winning the ball back, and recycle. Hold on, and then hold on, and recycling it. Go on.
I don't want to forget that point, because that's
go on.
You're saying that Fred was playing to stop the counter attacks. Fine, but if you're going to play Fred, then you've got to have someone next to him that's the ability to go forward. Matic is not going forward.
I do not disagree with you. I 100% agree with you. I wouldn't have played McTominay and Fred in there. And if you looked at the team that I started yesterday, I wasn't picking those two players. I said I'll start McTominay, if you remember rightly.
You just said McTominay.
Yesterday, when we picked on the preview show and we picked the starting lineup, I was not picking Fred in that lineup. I picked McTominay, and because you guys started with someone else. So I'm saying I totally agree with you in terms of the balance, but in terms of Fred's performance, we know he's not there to create. We know he's not there to finish off goals. And I always say it, Fred should be banned from shooting.
Yeah.
And it should be and he should be banned from playing any passes over 10 yards.
Yeah.
Because he can't do it. So just stop, right? Do what you're good at, which is tackling, high energy, breaking up play. And for that, he's very, very important to this team.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, it's you know, when you what's one of those things when you get like a little electric shock? It's like a harmless one. You know, when you get
the static one, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what is it? It's not like a proper one. It's like a little joke one you get in like Operation Game. They should be like, oh no, sorry, guys.
So, yeah, 100%. Stop it. Just cut it out. Just don't do it, Fred. Just do what you're good at, man.
Guys, thank you for joining again. Yeah, look, we're just trying to make a good thing of a bad thing today. It's so good to like get together and just realize how bad we actually are, but we still won. So it's a weird situation. Look, I want to talk about DVB. All right, there's a lot going on about DVB. We see lots of people talking. Basically, the name Donny van der Beek is going viral because the fan base is completely torn. I mean, completely torn. Yeah. What I'm going to allow for a second here, right, is a debate about Donny van der Beek. In the red corner, you've got Sean. Sean is basically saying that Van der Beek, what is the hype about this guy? He's not good enough as it stands. Just play without him, basically, right? Nagy is coming and saying, wait a minute, that no, Van der Beek is a good player. He's not playing with the right team or in the right formation or in the right spot. And Aiden, how do you feel about Van der Beek? Where are you in the middle? Yeah,
I'm basically the same as Nagy, innit?
You're playing Nagy. All right. So what I'm gonna do, because Nagy, my brother, I love him to bits, but when he gets going, he's like a flicking steam train. You know, you're at Victoria and you're waiting for the train, and the train goes past you. Like, that's Nagy. He's just got. So what I'm gonna do, right? You might hear a little ding, ding, ding. You might hear a ding, 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 but that means all right. We got to wrap this up a little bit. Sean. I know what, Nagy, I'll start with you. Nagy, your opening statement why Van der Beek is getting too much harsh criticism.
Man don't get no minutes. How can you judge a man don't get no minutes? Second of all, he doesn't get minutes minutes in proper games. Also, games where he clearly would have an effect on big games, he don't get no minutes. The amount of fans that scream for his substitution over others in other games shows he gets mistreated, he's disrespected, he's undervalued, which then leaves the impression that other fans can do the same. When actually what they're not doing is realizing who the hell Donny van der Beek is and how he plays the game. Now, if it's not Ollie's signing, cool, that's fine. He doesn't suit the system. That makes sense him not playing. Donny van der Beek clearly wasn't bought by Ollie if he's not going to use him. That's a fact, regardless. People saying he's a 10. He's a Rossclaw 8. He plays wide right most times. Look at his heat map for Ajax. So when Ollie's swapping him for Van der Beek, I'm seeing many fans, including Sean in the top corner, many fans who will say, oh, Bruno comes on and he does a job. That is not what Donny does as a player. So why are we setting him up to fail? That's like saying, oh, you know what? I'm going to give an elephant, a tiger, a cat, and a lion the same task to climb the tree. The elephant doesn't climb the tree. But you know the elephant would stamp on every single one of them tigers, bro. No stress. It makes no sense. So why on earth? Why on earth? I'm not going to sit here and say he's had worldly games. What I'm saying is he's been disrespected because the type of player he is does not suit the type of football. All he wants to play with certain players. If
ding, 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 minutes up, ding, ding, ding.
Can I not finish my last point for 30 seconds? Because it makes no sense.
No, mate. No, you got to do it in a minute. It's got to be fair. It's got to be fair. You got to do it, right? Just to let you know,
cool.
There's an elephant and a giraffe. They're all trying to climb a tree.
Bro, right? We went to the jungle, mate. We brought out all the animals today, man. So listen.
Again, bro. All right, Sean, you've got your 1 minute. Go.
Yeah, man. So listen, I get right. Donny van der Beek hasn't had that many minutes. Fair enough. He's in a big squad. Man United, we're performing. We're second in the league, winning games. The minutes you get, you have to use them. You've got to be effective. In the minutes he's been on that pitch, he's not doing enough. He's not doing more than McTominay. He's not doing more than Bruno. He's not doing more than the players around him to justify those minutes, right? Okay, we say he's not a 6. He's not a 10. We could do algebra. We could do numbers all day long. But at the end of the day, we play midfield. He plays central midfield player. We've got 6 central midfield players. Donny van der Beek is the worst out of all our 6 central midfield players, right? When you talk about positions in terms about where they play, right? I'm not hearing Davids. Where did Edgar Davids play? Was he a 6, 8, 10? He's a central midfielder. Clarence Seedorf, Patrick Vieira. Where did they play? Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Steven Gerrard. Give me the numbers. Were they 6, 8s, 10s? They were playing all different positions. But at the end of the day, when they're on the pitch, they perform and they get the job done, right? So I'm not hearing about 8, 6, 10 bomber Clark numbers. When you're on the pitch, you've got to perform. And Donny van der Beek, when he's been on the pitch, he's not performing. Let me break down his attributes because I'm tired of the excuses now. I'm sorry, Donny. I'll rate you, but at the end of the day, You're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it. My fan base. Bring it. Dom, I've got to get extra minutes because my man's interrupting me here, man.
Right, 2 minutes like me,
my man's interrupting me here.
Round 1 done, guys. Get some water, get some orange juice. Round 1's done.
I'm gonna list attributes. I'm hearing this.
Wait.
Yeah, I've got the attributes ready, but
let's go.
Neji did a round hook, and then Sean was a little bit dizzy, but he got himself back up. And now Sean did a little uppercut, but you know what I mean. Neji's got a strong chin, so we're gonna go to round 2. Like the video if you're enjoying this.
Never done one on me.
You're new. We're gonna go to the second round. Sean's in his corner. Sean, you got 1 minute. Go.
So what I'm saying is, right, when I have to look at what does a player bring to the table, what is his attributes, and I'm looking at. No creativity, bro. We saw in the first half, no chances created, limited passing range. His passing range is terrible. No long passing, limited passing range. No tackling, no aggression, no engine, right? If you look at how Fred gets around the pitch, he doesn't bring an engine. He's not strong. He's not as strong as Matic. He's not as strong as McTominay. Hasn't got the passing range of Bruno. No physicality. So I'm asking myself, actually, what does he actually do? What does he bring to the table to warrant a place in the team? Because defensively, he's not as good as Fred and McTominay. And offensively, he's not better than Bruno. He doesn't bring the creativity that Pogba and Bruno bring to the table. So for me, all his strongest attributes are his off-the-ball movement, his late runs into the box, and his finishing. And today, all he was doing is running off bloody side. How many times he got caught offside doing those runs into the box? So I'm looking at his strongest attribute. He's not even effective at it. So for me, Donny's done. No excuses. Done.
Okay. All right. We're gonna bring this over to the left corner. Sean's done a couple of little combos. Let's see.
Tell me what he does, Nate. What does he bring? What's he bringing?
We finished. Thick. Right. Okay. Cool. So, wait there. So before you started, Sean said, "I'm gonna tell you what attributes he has." He spent 30 to 50 seconds saying what he doesn't have and what he doesn't do. Okay? What you just listed, Bruno doesn't have half of them either. So what is your point? Makes no sense. Anyway.
Passing range and creativity.
Sorry, I'll let you finish.
Whoa. This is AG's time, man.
Low blow.
This is I got
but he can't misquote me though, man.
He's done it again, ref. Look at him.
Right, don't worry, you can't say anything now.
Drink your mint tea. All right, so we'll talk about Premier League. Yeah, I've just got his little stats. He has a 60% tackle success rate. Out of 12 appearances that he's played, he's only made 165 passes. That shows you how often he's been on that pitch. So when he's been on that pitch, he's been more than effective. Based on tonight's performance, he's not been fed, he's not been found. When he played the last game, what did I say to you? Scott McTominay, and that was in the 9-0 game. Van der Beek again was running in between the lines at the back. No striker was doing that, only him. Scott McTominay gets the ball. Scott McTominay looks at Van der Beek. He's made the run. He chooses to pass left. I saw it with my own eyes. Now, I said if Pogba was on that pitch, he's making that pass. We all know we'd make that pass. That's what he does. So when Van der Beek's been set up to fail, I'm saying he's been set up to fail. Especially when he plays a type of football that does not suit Ollie's style of football that he plays. So we play on an individual basis with players. When we saw Scott McTominay and Van der Beek play together, we saw an actual potential working relationship. Both pivoting, one dropping, one holding. It looked beautiful. Yes, it was Watford, but I'm on about style of play and how it looked. Yeah, there was balance. This game, heavily quoted. Fred, pass me the ball. Fred, pass me the ball. Why? Because he was in great spaces and great open holes. I told you before, I watch players off the ball. Now, all the stats that Sean's tried to come with, trying to say, you don't shoot, you don't score, you don't pass, you can't pass over 5. That's Fred. You're describing Fred. You watch more Fred than you watch Van der Beek. I know for a fact you have not definitely not watched more than 10 games of Van der Beek play at Ajax. Fact. And I definitely know you've not watched more than 15 games of Ajax play compared to me. I guarantee I've watched 30 of Ajax's games with Van der Beek in for 90 minutes more than yourself. You cannot tell me about Van der Beek. That's a fact. Tell anyone else, you just can't tell me about the guy, bro.
Right. So ding, 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 ding.
That's it.
Ding, ding, go back to your corners. Go back to your corners. Go back to your corners.
I'm in.
Halftime. We got some halftime entertainment with Aiden, who's the score girl. Aiden's got the scorecard. He's like, "Hey guys, hey, you're right." Aiden.
Who commented? Sean, get the coconut. What does that even?
Bro, I haven't even got it with me today, man. I'll bring it next show. Don't worry.
All right, Aiden.
What relevance is that even have?
For the halftime entertainment, while Neji and Sean just patched themselves up a little bit. It's like Mortal Kombat, isn't it? Finish him. I say that, Ronaldo. Aiden, what's your thoughts on both? Because I want you to look at what both Sean and Neji are saying.
I think they're both waffling now. I'm joking. Basically, I think the thing is, I think Donny van der Beek is a player that thrives in a certain system. It's like most basic. Donny thrives on pass and move. That is what Donny is good at. If you look at Ajax, they're a pass and move team. They pass through intricate patterns, and that's how they get past people. A lot of our build-up is based on ball progression. And when you haven't got people like Pogba and Shaw in the team, you really notice the fact that we struggle to build up properly. And you saw that today because it was very cagey. It wasn't very fluid. And I think the problem with Van der Beek is he's in a team where he's a pass and move player, when in a team where everyone uses ball carriers. When do we ever link up in the penalty area, really? Do 1-2s? We don't. It's either a cross or it's a shot from outside the box from Fernandes or Pogba. So I think Donny is a pet player. Donny would be very good. I don't know if you watched a Chelsea game, but Foden was on the right. He passed into Gundogan. Gundogan passed the ball back across the fullback, and it was the pass and move. That is what Donny is good at. So I can't get angry with Donny for not playing well because you're not playing to his strengths. It's the same thing like playing McTominay in a pivot. Yes, he's performing to a decent degree, but he's not going to perform well because he's not playing the best system. It'll be like playing Trent in a Mourinho system. That's a good example of it. Imagine Trent in a Mourinho system. That would be woeful. And that's why I can't get onto Donny that much. Also, you can't say Donny's finished, Sean, after barely a few games, man. He's a very talented player. Real Madrid wanted him. I think he needs more.
Aiden, let me clarify what I meant by that. Yeah. I meant the hype around Donny and the noise around Donny, free Donny, all this bullshit. It needs to stop. That's what I'm saying. That bullshit needs to stop.
The thing is, though, people said the same thing about Bailly, and people like me were maintaining that Bailly is a good player, but he needs to be played properly. And when he did, and he got a good run of games, he was good. I think players with ability will never become shit. They don't just overnight get bad.
I've never said he's shit. But
No,
I just need to make that clear. Yeah, I just need to make.
I didn't say he did. I didn't say he did. But also, did you say Donny's our worst CM?
Out of the 6 we've got, right? Matic, Fred, Pogba, Bruno, Van der Beek, and who's the sixth one? I think that's 5, right? Yeah. Oh, Matic. Yeah. Out of those 6, at the moment, he's bottom of that list. He's bottom of that list.
Sean, if I asked you to put Trent in a Mourinho system and he did bad, would you get on to Trent?
I would say in that system, I understand exactly where you're going with that, but we can't judge it on that. We have to judge it on the team that we've got, the way we're playing, and how he's developing. And he has to be 6, because I'm nowhere near. I'm saying he's a bad football player. I have to make that very clear to everyone, because I think he's a very good football player. But in our team, with the team that we've got, there's this noise around Donny van der Beek. For me, it's not even a conversation, bro, because I've listed out all the attributes where the others are bringing into the team. No. I have not. It's a fact, Nate. He doesn't bring anything to the table right now for us, man.
All right, let me come in some eyes here, guys. Thank you for tuning in as always. Appreciate you. Look, we just started a little virtual boxing match. It was strong start, and then we had a halftime show with the cheerleader Aiden there doing that. Thank you, Aiden, bro. Dom, we have to say though, I'm already outnumbered because Aiden already admitted he's on Najee's side from the get go, right? Both sides. What I'm here for.
You're outnumbered with most of the fan base as well, bro. Sorry to disappoint.
That I don't. No problem for me, mate.
We're in a situation, okay? Sean is essentially saying that the proof's in the pudding in terms of what he's done in his short cameos and what other players do when they come on the pitch. I get that. When they come in the pitch, we look a bit more attacking. I get that. In the system, when Bruno came on, even though it was rubbish and he did so many passes that were wrong, it just felt like there was a little bit more impetus, right? And even the commentator was saying that. And Aiden and Naji, you can agree that there was more impetus when Bruno came on. It's just a fact, right?
And Scott. Scott.
But then, if you look at what Naji and Aiden are saying, is that we're playing Van der Beek in the wrong way, in the wrong system, with the wrong sort of players, because this is why it comes back to what I said a long time ago. We've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right, playing a certain system of football, right, which is not equipped for Van der Beek. And this is why I think Ole keeps not playing him. And I know that we want him to play.
He doesn't know how to use him, bro.
Doesn't know how to use him. And he also, not even that he doesn't know how to use him, we haven't got the players with the same sort of thinking and way of playing to play with him.
Correct. So that's why. So Dom, this is my exact point. This is why we can't. But we can't build a team around him. He has to sit on the bench, especially when the team is winning football games, and we're second. No, we're second in the league. So I don't want to hear.
But you won't be saying that next season when Pogba goes and you can't play balls over the top.
And I said next season the team will adapt again, and Donny might come. Donny might come to the fore next season. He might come to the fore
next season and then start rebuilding then. Why not introduce it now? Which shows that if Donny wants to play a certain way, he clearly won't play it next season. Otherwise, you'd be bringing him in now. Likewise, Diallo's on the bench. He's clearly wanting to work him in the team. So next season, he's ready. So clearly, Ollie doesn't want to play this. That makes no sense.
Sorry, Naji. You and Aiden were talking over each other. I didn't catch half of what you said just now.
Bro.
Now, all I was really saying is the fact that, like, I know what you're saying, Sean, but what you're saying, like, so you're saying that, like, Van der Beek's not. I don't know what you're trying to say, really, because it's like you're coming off when you say, like, on the one hand, you say you're not saying Van der Beek's bad. You're only saying that Van der Beek isn't got hype anymore. But then on the other hand, you're saying that Van der Beek hasn't got XY attributes. So you're saying you're not slandering him, but then you're sort of are at the same time. It's a bit confusing, and that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying it doesn't really make sense. And for me, if you played like against Newcastle, if you played Fernandes and Van der Beek, you played Mata on the right and Martial on the left, I'm telling you would see a different Van der Beek.
Oh, if we played Mata, right now, if we played people like Mata, people that have basically keep the ball and pass and move.
But you could have played him this game.
You can't do that. Like, so does anyone want Mata to be? We're doing it again. We're doing it again.
No, Sean, we're saying hypothetically, these are sort of players that Donny van der Beek has played,
and they're not good enough. and they're not good enough to get us where we want to go.
Profile player.
Sean, but if you're playing against West Ham, yeah, when they do have some players out, you shouldn't really need a full strength 11, mate. You shouldn't. And I think you thinking that we do says a lot about how the manager's lowered your standards to you need a full 11 to beat them. I don't know
with the current team, no. But we're not this team with this team and the squad that we've got, right? It isn't good enough to play all the fringe players, because every time we do, look what happens. That's the performance that we're getting out of them. They're not good enough.
Today.
Can you just let me finish though? I'm saying, yeah, Liverpool last season, yeah, they had moments when they had players injured. Man City had moments when they had players injured, but the system still protected them enough for them to get past the line to a degree. Yes, Liverpool were doing bad this season, but they're still fourth, man. Like, they're not crap. Like, they're about 5 or 6 players out, and they're still fourth. And if we had 5 or 6 players out, we wouldn't be that. And all I'm saying is the fact that we shouldn't need to bring Fernandes on in extra time and play our elite starting 11 versus West Ham at home. Like,
I agree. But why isn't Donny delivering then? Why is Donny not delivering then?
But Sean, I ask you then, why are we having to play them? Because the manager's system and coaching is not good enough.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that. But that's where we disagree. And your opinion's valid, and I can see that point of view. I disagree. I just say that the players that we've got right now, that's their level. They're not. That's their ability. That's who they are.
Sean, can I ask you a question? When you say to Aiden, you can see his point of view. What can you see exactly, please?
So what I'm saying is,
sound like you can see it.
I can see what he's saying is that the coaching and the system should allow us to be able to play our lower players, and they should be able to step into the system. Aiden, if I'm speaking
5 or 6.
If I'm speaking out of turn, correct me. But what I'm hearing is, I understand you're thinking that the coaching and the system, if it was better, we wouldn't need to bring on Bruno and the likes, because the fringe players could come in. The system should be seamless. They should be patterns of play, and we should be able to win the game. That's what I understand.
That's fair.
Is that what you agree with?
Aiden, is that right?
I don't think that could be argued against. Really,
No,
I don't think there's any way you can argue. It
Look,
can't be. And honestly,
I disagree. I disagree.
When we first started this, right? When I first started this stream, I said to you, I was going to call this show "What Are They Doing in Training?" And the reason I'm saying "What Are They Doing in Training" is because, again, right, we're playing West Ham. West Ham didn't want this game. They couldn't be bothered. Moyes didn't play flicking Benrahma. Look at what happened when Benrahma came on. They didn't want this game. They don't want this game. They're fighting for the league. They know that it's just tough, and they're in a good place. And they're like, how far can we get some money, keep going? They did not want to win this game. For me, I'm thinking to myself, why am I seeing a lackluster Manchester United? Why am I seeing people not complete passes? Why am I seeing Rashford run into a brick wall? Why am I seeing Matic not really get adventurous because he's good at dribbling and going forward? Why am I not seeing people doing enough overlaps and crosses and Martial's movement? Like, I'm not seeing enough. The only person I saw was Tellez trying to go forward, and Martial was defending really well and trying to go forward. I'm not seeing enough. So it all goes back to, what are we doing on Monday for an hour? They train for a flicking hour. What are they doing? Is it patterns? Is it systems? What is it? Because we're in a situation now where Donny van de Beek is getting the brunt of it, because he's coming to a team that doesn't play this a clear system of passing and moving, and he's gone offside because he's trying to do the old stuff. He doesn't know what he's doing anymore. Like, have you noticed that sometimes we bring a player to Manchester United, and I call it, we Manchester United them. They literally go crap.
They go shit.
We take out all the ambition, all the life out of them, and they're like, I don't know how to play football anymore. Have you seen Space Jam? And when the aliens put it in the power in the ball, and the people are like, literally, we're Space Jam players, man. It's a weird situation, and I feel like Donny van de Beek is getting a hard situation. Sean, for me, right, I understand what you're saying, and I understand what the boys are saying, but Van de Beek has not got a fair crack at it. He hasn't. He hasn't got a fair.
Dom, no.
Let me explain to you why I'm saying this, right? How many times did you say that Angel Gomez didn't get a fair crack? He came in little cameos,
You said that.
he never played like 5 or 6 games in a row. But I tell you right now, he was good enough because our team was rubbish.
Yeah, fact.
No,
especially when we needed creators as well.
Yeah,
But
No.
how did we keep how did between Mata, Lingard, and Angel Gomez we chose bloody
shocking.
like Mata and Lingard? Like,
So for me,
all right,
right,
I'm gonna come in on that.
you can't judge a person until you've seen him play with the A team, right? Because he's good enough to play. This is not like a punt like Ahmed Diallo. Like we see clips of him, we don't know what he's going to be like. This guy's done it at the highest level. So you can't even give him
Champions League, bro. He was balling big teams off the pitch. Couldn't handle him. This is how I say the man has not watched him a minute and a minute.
You can say that, Nate. You can say that as much as you like. It doesn't make it true. You can say I haven't watched him as much as you like. It doesn't make it true, bro. So just keep saying it.
Have you watched more than 30 Ajax games for 90 minutes with Van der Beek in the game? Yes or no?
Have I watched 30? That's a load of rubbish. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that to make a judgment on a player.
To do it. But my point is this. You're making points around him, which is cool. Anyone can say that. But I feel you base your points based off what you expect Bruno to do. Because the first thing you said to me, and I asked for clarity, the first thing you said to me was that why is it when Bruno comes on in that position that man can do a job and Van der Beek can't? So automatically you've brought Bruno's name and Van der Beek's name into the same pot. Did you not? Yes, you did. Right? That's the question. So by you doing that,
I'll tell you why I'm doing that.
You've compared Van der Beek and Bruno. 2 completely different players. So I'm telling you, you don't watch the guy. I can make that fair assumption. That is fair.
No, you can't. Okay, that's like I said. Like I said, the more you can say that as much as you want. It doesn't make it true, right? The reason that I made that comparison to Bruno, there's several reasons, right? Because the first one was that you said it's not fair on him to play with Fred and Matic. He needs to play with better players and he needs to play with the other players. So I use the comparison as that, hang on a minute, when Bruno is coming into the play with these Fred and Matic, these so-called standard players, or they don't know how to play football, whatever you want to say about Fred and Matic, right? But Bruno can still come on the pitch, still do his thing, still affect the game. So for me, as a good player, you should be able to come into a team. If you're a top Donny player, you're not going to say, oh, Zinedine Zidane, he can't perform because he's on the pitch with Fred and McTominay. No, when Zidane gets on the ball, he's going to perform. He's going to make things happen regardless because he is that good. So my point is, hold on. My point is, Donny is not that good. That's it.
He's not. He doesn't play Bruno's position. So why
he was playing Bruno's position? He was playing Bruno's position. No, Neji. He did play Bruno's position, but he did play Bruno's position.
Wait.
He did play their position. He did play.
What he played? I'll
come to you.
He did play that position.
Roy Keane played Cam. You look like you're guessing.
Guys. All right, thank you. Jesus, have mercy. Hey guys, hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to United Sports and Wingers.
Yeah.
You believe it or not, we are all friends, guys. It's just a passion. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Just quickly, right? Guys, I just want to get into comments. Green Devil. The problem with our tactics is that it's reliant always on the final ball. As soon as the defenders get it straight back up the pitch is nonsense. I hear you, man. Quex, Ander Herrera probably signed for United. Perfect example of this. Yet going back to the points we made before. Carl Lewis, most goals in the league, but the coaching bad according to his fan base. Just admit the team doesn't play you want, but don't say coaching's terrible because we are not Pep. All right, on this point, right? Because we talked about
that's fact.
Stream, Carl Lewis, right? We talked about this, okay, and I said this actually on Mr. Our United stream as well. I said that the way we play is the way we play, and what do the fans want us to play like? They want us to play like a Liverpool, a Pep, a flicking Real Madrid, a Barcelona. We're never going to play like that unless we get a new manager who likes to play like that and then gets the players to play that football, right? We've never been that sort of team. We've been a direct wing based on individual. We've always had the best players. Manchester United have always attracted the best players. We've never been one of those players to play kind of, oh yeah, we play loads of under 23s and we built a new squad. We've always just acquired the best players. So I think it's a combination, Carl. It's a combination of that. We want to see good football. We want to see progressive football. And this example of today's match, right, just shows you that something's missing because we had enough talent on there right now, not even just to do tick-a-taka. I'm not talking about that. We had enough on the pitch something. And that's
Dom, just on that point, bro, I've got to say, right, and again, it's not going to be popular, but I'm not here to do that. When you say good football, you need to use a different word because that's subjective. Because some people, good football might be a Mourinho low block, sit back and hit teams on the break.
Means winning
right?
3-0.
So you can't. You can't say good because good is subjective. But Dom, what is good? Good is subjective. Because what is good to me might not be good to you. So you can't use that.
Sean, wait.
If I said win good, that's different. I'm saying playing good football. However,
what is good football?
Listen to me. However that manifests itself, fine, because there's different playing styles. But you can always see when you watch a match, good football. We all in common that this game was rubbish. Right? Now listen, and we all agree this game was rubbish. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So so we all understand what rubbish means. Then that's the same thing you're saying. We all understand what rubbish means, so we can all understand what good football means. I don't really get that.
Nah, Dom, I think it's subjective, man.
Just quickly,
good is subjective, bro.
Can I say?
Just quickly go to the comments as well. As a team, we are doing well, but it's crystal clear that the levels can be higher. Yes, 100%. We're working within ourselves. We can do so much better, but we're working within ourselves. You hear Donny went to the Bernabeu and to a prime Real Madrid and bagged a brace. He's good enough for this team, Sean. He's got the IQ, ability. It's down to coaching, but we don't know how to use him. Yes, you're here. Completely agree with you that, man. It's if we look at Ismail, nice to have you, bro. Dom speaking facts. Look at Angel Gomez right now. Absolute baller. United throwing away a special talent that we're not good enough to make the first team.
Good enough for us.
Neji talks like Donny was a key star in Ajax run to UCL semis. I'm sorry, Hakeem. Dion elevated that team. Yeah, everybody's got valid point. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Everyone's got an opinion.
Kliss, he's not a 10. Sean, Donny and Bruno are different players. Here we go. Crazy.
It doesn't matter. You're on the pitch.
Brother. Nutri channel. Yeah, I think you got a channel as well, man. Nice to meet you, brother. What else have we got? First half was buggy vibes. First half was not good enough. Second half got better. Extra time we were a lot better. Yeah. So guys, we're having a massive debate about Donny van de Beek. It's a situation where the guy looked like a school child. You
lost,
know,
mate.
you're at school and your mum forgot to pick you up, and you're just literally standing in the rain. You're standing in the rain. All the cars have gone home. You're like, oh my gosh, my mum don't love me. Like I literally looked at Donny van de Beek.
Seeing his eyes, isn't it?
Can I just say though? Can I just say though, Dom? I think Sean. I think one thing that you're conflating is you're conflating efficiency with contributing to games. And I think like your idea of you said, oh well, how come Bruno can come on and impact the match? Bruno was not like, yes, he put impetus in it, but I think a lot of the time, like Bruno can have not 85 minutes where he's trash, but then he'll come up with a mad goal in the 95th minute. And I don't think Van de Beek is the type of player that does that. Van de Beek is the type of player that maybe he won't get a goal or assist, but he'll like change the dynamic of the game. He'll dictate the play. He'll dictate possession. And I think to say that, because he's not getting 25 goals and assists and he's not coming on and getting this mad assist that he isn't affecting the game is being a bit ignorant. Because to be honest, Iniesta, how many goals and assists? How many goals and assists did he get? But he affected the game on ways that didn't necessarily. Don't compare Donny to Iniesta. Come on, bro, that's silly.
In what context? Listen to his context.
Let me finish. My point is that the premise of the argument that I'm trying to make is players don't always have to score goals and assists to be good. I think this era of football where you have to score goals and assists to affect the game is really ruining it. Because Van de Beek can offer Van de Beek, could probably have more consistent 90 minutes than Bruno, but Bruno scores goals and assists more consistently. That's different players.
Aiden, I've called Donny van de Beek an enabler. He's an enabler. He enables people to play.
So Aiden, all right, now I hear you.
They enabled the
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. And to say that, Van de Beek didn't do X, Y, I think if you play with, it doesn't have to be a whole system change. If you just drill the team well and add in one intelligent player next to him, maybe one up front, he will really, really, really help the dynamics of the team. Maybe he won't bang in a hat trick like Bruno does, but he will help.
You know, I'm Aiden. You know what I think we're missing, right? I think we're missing. The guys are saying, sure, you're coming. I promise you'll come in 2 seconds. And people in the comments are saying some really good things, right? I think what the problem is, right, is that I don't think Ollie or the coaching system is saying, guys, when we play with Van de Beek, this is how he plays. This is how his mind thinks. So I'm not saying to build a team around people, but if you've got a team, right, and you've got 11 players, you know you've got one person who's really strong. That's the guy. He's really strong. If you give the ball to him, he'll hold it. You got it, right? You got a guy as a workhorse. He's an engine. He's always bruting. He'll be up and down. He might not be good at shooting, but he's your workhorse, right? If you've got a player like Donny van de Beek, is someone not saying in the change room, in the coaching, Ollie's saying to the team or the coaching staff saying, guys, you got to understand that Van de Beek plays differently. He's not going to come and do a 30-yard shot, or he tried to do a 30, 40-yard cross or pass today. He went out of play. He's trying to affect the game because he's trying too hard. He is one of those people that is an enabler. He plays with people. He enables people to have space. He enables people to have time. But I don't think at the moment in our structure, we're just putting him on and saying, just play how everybody else is playing. Just play the Man United way that we know, which is basically just go out and just do it sort of thing, right? And I think that's what's affecting him because he's coming to a team which is not solid, which is not playing really, I'd say, fluid football. And it's a different thing for him. The amount of times, guys, have you ever seen Donny running and he gets his hands out? He's like, give me the ball. Give me the ball.
Thank you.
And everybody ignores him. I see it game after game after game. They ignore him and they go to the right, they go to the left. What happens if you actually did pass the ball to him? Can we see
he's offside. Matic passed him in twice and he's offside.
Hey, come on, I'm talking about generally. Come on.
No, so hang on. So what I'll say to Aiden, what I'm going to say, Aiden, is that I totally get what you're saying, right? Him and Bruno are different players. I get it. They've got different attributes. But what I'm saying is, realistically, with the attributes that he's bringing, which is 1 and 2 touch football, his movement off the ball, and for me, I think I've always known this.
No, but you didn't.
But I've always known this. But the point is, hold on. Neji, hold on, my brother. Neji, hold on, my brother. Hold on, my brother. Hold on, my brother. Calm down, my brother. No, it's cool. Neji's just Neji. Right, Aiden, what I'm saying to you is, my brother, yeah, he could do all of that, but we don't need those attributes. We don't need it because at the end of the day, all I'm seeing is him doing 1 and 2 touch passing, running up to the edge of the box and then passing the ball backwards, right? That is not progressive. I've seen him do that in separate different games, right? Go up to the edge of the box, turn around, stop the attack, and then pass the ball back.
He's done that
once. Is not. Hold on, no, Neji, please, man, come on, right? He's done it in 2. Neji, man, come on, bro, respect, man. We had this combo, man. Come on, man, serious, come on.
I don't feel like
right? Neji, come on, man, come on, come on, right? We've had this, right? So what I'm saying is that I respect those attributes that he's bringing to the table. What I'm saying is that we don't need him. We don't need what he's doing, and it's not impacting the game significantly enough. Scott, I'm not saying he needs to score a hat-trick or he needs to assist, because I rate Fred and I rate McTominay, and they don't score 100 goals a game. They don't do 1 million assists a game. So you can't spin it and say that just because Donny's not making loads of goals and assists, that's the reason I don't rate him. It's not that, bro, because you don't need to do that. But if you're coming on, I'm looking for something that is going to stand out. I'm looking for aggression. I'm looking for an engine. I'm looking for work rate. I'm looking for creativity. I'm looking for a passing range. I'm looking for something, right? And you're saying he's bringing is 1 and 2 touch football. Okay. And off the ball, he's not tackling. He's not winning the ball back. He's not in our team. We don't need what he brings. We just don't need it. So I don't want to create. Hold on. Let me finish. I'm nearly done. I don't want to have to rejig the whole team and bring in this player and that player to enable him to work.
I get that.
He's got to come in and he's got to work with what we've got. And right now, it's not working. So leave him on the bench. So leave him on the bench.
Aiden, Aiden, you come in 2 seconds. Just to surmise, I see what Sean's saying, that we shouldn't try to like push someone into a team that's playing the way we play right now. I think the problem is that some people want to play differently and want to play football that is perfect for Van de Beek. That's what I think.
I agree. Yes, and it's not going to happen.
No. Some people want to see this Manchester United team play the way that Donny van de Beek plays.
Not me.
So there's lots of people. I've seen people saying, "I wish we played like Donny van de Beek plays, fast, fluid, moving." Some people are like, "No, we don't need Van de Beek right now.
We don't need that
games without him." And this is just what it is.
That's what I'm saying, man.
It goes both ways. But guys,
should we just move on because we need to talk about someone else?
Yeah, no.
100, man. Let's keep it moving, man.
It's all flicking day, lads. Good game, right? It was not a good game, guys. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new. We're in a situation, right, where we're through. Okay, we're through the FA Cup, and we move on. We got West Brom next. It's going to be one of those games where I don't think we've learned anything from this game. Anybody think we've learned anything from this? Like, I don't think we learned anything. All we've seen is Scott McTominay is stepping up and scored 7 goals this season, which is I think one of the highest he's ever scored. Right? I need to put some appreciation on Scott McTominay's name. Okay. The guy, he still gets a lot of criticism, but for me, he's very, very reliable at the moment. Very reliable in terms of what he's bringing and the attitude that he brings to the game and the mentality that is so needed. For me, who is gonna like step up in these games at the moment when we haven't got Pogba? It's at the moment it's got McTominay. Can
I ask you a question on that? Yeah, do you still think Calvin Phillips is better than McTominay?
Calvin Phillips.
Because if we go back to that Leeds game, what's the preview show, and we had that conversation, are you still trying to tell me about Calvin Phillips, brother?
No, I don't really watch Calvin Phillips, mate. I watch Manchester United.
Calvin Phillips is
but boy, at the time you were watching Calvin Phillips, and you. Nagy, I'm talking to Dominic here.
Yeah, but again, Sean, you're judging a player. You're judging a player based on.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh wait, Nagy.
You do that in primary school, fam.
Nagy.
Jesus Christ, this guy, man.
Aiden, go on.
No, again, Sean. I think whether you realize it consciously or not, again, you're judging a player based on goals and assists. That's what you're doing. Because overall, let me finish. Overall, McTominay's performances, they've got better, but they've become not trash. They've just become good. But he gets goals now. Calvin Phillips will have a lot better 90 minutes. It's the difference between Martial and Rashford. This season's an outlier. Over the first 4 years, Martial will have a better 90 minutes. Rashford may score more goals, but again, you're judging a player based on goals and assists. And Calvin Phillips will have a better 90 minutes because he's a better technical player, but maybe McTominay will come up with a goal. And you can't they're just... No.
So I'll tell you why you're wrong. Because I've been backing McTominay from day one when he wasn't banging tons of goals. I was still rating him. Go back and watch the clips. The reason I'm asking Dom that question, because Dom knows we had a long... This is before you were on the channel. I don't know if Nagy was on. Maybe that's why you're not relating to it. We had a long debate on the preview. And what happened before that game, everyone was like, Calvin Phillips is going to run the show. I said, not a chance. I said, McTominay is going to own him. Go back and watch the video. The receipts are there. And what happened in that game? McTominay ran the show, man of the match, midfield performance. So that's why I simply asked Dom that question. Is he still of that same train of thought? It's nothing train of thought.
McTominay, yeah. I've been
backing him
from the guy. We've had honest conversations in the group where we've said when he plays as a CDM, he's not been that good, and you've been backing him in them times, which a lot of fans have been saying, you know what, Sean, that's a bit too far, bro, because as a CDM, he's not good enough. And then on the flip side, when he has played as an 8, when he has played in them areas, myself, Scott McTominay, not liker in a CDM, openly will say it, yeah? When he has played in his right position, I've judged him as he has in his right position, and he's got nothing less than an 8 from me. So I've got balance in my critiques. You just go, oh, you know what? It seems like you just go, when he plays a CDM, I'm just going to gas him up and this and this. And these are the issues we were having before. Because when he was playing that CDM role and it was defensive, we couldn't get out to the back. We were struggling to move the ball forward. And this is where people were saying Van der Beek should be playing those minutes. Now, Van der Beek's played what? 12 games. He had 2 starts in the Premier League. He should be, and you were trying to tell me Scott McTominay hasn't had that many games. He's played over 27 games. So when he was playing that poor in CDM and fans were noticing, saying, you know what? We actually need a player who can get the ball from CDM and pass it out. Yeah? These are the types of games when Van der Beek has been shunted and not been respected for the player he is. This is where the hate comes from, or not hate, the heat comes from on Ollie when it's evident that we need that type of player in those areas. He's not going to be for every game, that's fine. But as Dom said, he hasn't been given a fair strike of at least a minimum of 5 games, and he's been absolutely shut down for no reason. When Scott McTominay has been having subpar performances in CDM only recently, recently and the odd games where he's actually shone and outshone and done incredible well and been man of the match. Where I, a big Scott McTominay hater for the CDM role he plays, have come out and said, you know what? No slandering today, quality. I've been fair with my criticism. So when it's not going to be all Scott McTominay just because he scores a goal. When he's played CDM, he's not been great. Most of us know that. Don't have to accept it, but most of us know that. And in them times, we've called for a Van der Beek type of player who can hold the ball because Fred can't, and who can distribute it in a way which gets our attacking players going forward. That is where Scott McTominay has robbed Van der Beek of playing time, where however you want to see it. And now he's on the back of a slandering from some fans because he's only had 2 starts in the Premier League. And they are expecting him to do things he doesn't do anyway. So you can understand that it's not fair. It's not fair.
I get that, man. I don't want to go back to Van der Beek again.
Sorry, bro.
The guy's probably upset as it is.
I hear you, Najee, man. I hear you, bro.
I think Matt is the best out of all of them, so that's what I think.
We've got certain IQ players, and we know if Matt and Donny and Van der Beek are playing together, it's going to be disgusting. I know it for a fact. Look, I know how I want to see football played. I don't know if I'm ever going to see it like that, Manchester United, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop supporting and loving my team. For a fact, we got to deal with the tools that we've got and deal with it, guys. We're nearly come to an. I need to read 2 questions, simple. And guys in the comments, please get involved as well. I'm gonna ask you 2 questions, no long thing. Just give me a quick shotgun answer, right? Sean, give it a rate for Ollie, and then are we gonna win the FA Cup? Go.
What was the question? You cut out a little bit.
Rating for Ollie, and are we gonna win the FA Cup?
Rating for Ollie on the performance today, I'm gonna give him a 5. He got the job done. Standard, average, nothing special. Yeah. And then we're not going to win the FA Cup. No.
Okay, nice. AG, what are you saying? Those 2 questions.
I mean, I can understand his selection. I wasn't happy with it. I can understand it, so I'm gonna give him a 6.
Yeah.
Nothing great, nothing special, but in-game management, I would have given him a 7 because he got the result. Because if you get the result, you get extras. But in-game management for me wasn't on par at all. You get marks knocked off, so we'll just give him a 6, bro. And FA Cup,
can we win the FA Cup?
Not unless we play a team that can actually look like the one against Liverpool, in my opinion.
Okay, fine. Aiden, same things for you, man.
I didn't get the questions again.
Ollie, what's Ollie's rating for this game, and can we win the FA Cup?
For this game, I'd give him an average 6. Like, it wasn't a bad lineup.
You look furious when you say 6.
Really. No, do you know what irked me, man? The subs, but whatever.
Yeah, I think it irks everybody.
Allergic to them, man.
Yeah.
The guy needs an EpiPen for subs. I swear to God. Anyway, and then are we going to win the FA Cup now?
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, people were saying 6 out of 10. Correct is saying 4 out of 10, and no. I love that.
Straight up.
We're realistic now. I prefer us being realistic and seeing where we are, because otherwise we're shooting for the stars. I'm going to fall down, man. So for me, Crazy Irishman is saying only 5, and yes, we're going to win the FA. Go on, Crazy Irishman.
I like that positivity, but bordering on delusion. But there we go.
Hey, no, everybody entitled. And if we win the FA Cup, Sean. Crazy Irishman, fine.
Hey, clip that, because everything I say, I stand by it. No problem.
For me, I feel like Ollie, there's one thing about Ollie, right? You put the people out on the pitch and you ask them to do a job, okay? You ask them to do a job. For me, the players did not play well. Doesn't matter. They did not play well to their own ability, for a fact. You can put people on the. You can say someone, I want you to go and garden for me, my gardener. I want you to go and garden, mow my lawn. If the guy doesn't mow the lawn properly, whose fault is that? All right, but at the same time,
because I hired an idiot.
You've got to give direction, you've got to do coaching and stuff. I get that, but at the moment, for me, the players did not step up. So for Ollie, I'll give him a 6. I'm giving him a 6 because we won the game, but there's things where I didn't understand some selections, and the subs were far too late, and I'm not seeing. It's not clear to me. There might be a plan for that game, but I didn't see the plan for the game. I didn't see it, and if I can't see it clearly, sometimes that means what is the plan. So for me, I'll do that, and then for FA Cup. I'll be honest with you. We've got Man City there. Man City will beat Swansea. You've got Bristol City against Sheffield United. That's probably Bristol City will win that.
That's going to be a stink fest.
It won't be worse than this game. Leicester City will beat Brighton probably. Everton against Tottenham. I can't call that. I can't call that. Southampton against Wolves and Chelsea against Barnsley. It's probably going to be Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, and Southampton. Right? With those teams involved, I'm going to be completely honest with you. We don't win against semi-finals. So I don't want to be pessimistic, but I can't see us.
Keep it 100, Dom. Keep it 100.
I don't know how we're going to do it now, but look,
We're going to get pammed.
You know
We're going to get absolutely pammed 10-0, and then we're all going to go into depression. That's what's going to happen.
Guys, honestly, thank you so much for joining us on this. You've made me feel a lot better about that awful game. At least we progressed. Scott McTominay,
Yeah,
I love that boy. Keep going, Scott. You're flicking making us happy and making us proud of what you're doing.
You should have had man of the match based on the fact everyone was so dead.
Yeah,
Martial, I'd say.
Yeah, so guys, Scott, yeah, well done. You know what, we've got the results, guys. Have a good one. We'll go back for West Brom. And yeah, like the video, subscribe if you're new. We appreciate you joining. This United Sauce and Wingers. Have a good evening. Peace.